Yes, as it has already been indicated, I'm Onkarabile Osiele, LLM researcher at CLEARS here in the Northwest University. And I will be presenting the contents of my proposed study. The title is as follows: is Municipal Planning Law for Climate Change Mitigation in South African Cities. And the question posed by this proposed study is: how could municipal planning law assist South African municipalities, South African cities in mitigating climate change? And the presentation will be as follows. I'll briefly provide the background, then go to the notion of climate mitigation in the city context, then briefly look at South African law and policy on climate change mitigation, and then South African planning law on climate change mitigation. Climate change has been provided that it poses a severe risk to the environment, but also to the urban dwellers. And this has been the evidence has been in the Southeastern Asian cities, where in 2017, thousands of people lost their lives, and whereas millions lost homes, livestock, and belongings. And even here in South Africa, Cape Town has suffered severe drought since 2015, whereas the city of Tshwane suffered or experienced floods in 2019.
Sorry, Onkarabile, just sorry. Is it possible to put your presentation on presentation mode?
Presentation mode?
Yes, if you can.
I'm not sure how I can do that. Is it not clear?
No, it's clear, but it would have been nice.
Slideshow, if you click on slideshow on your presentation, and then start slideshow.
Slideshow.
It's at the top menu in the middle of PowerPoint. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, and I click.
And then choose start slideshow from current slide. So scroll to the left where it says from current slide. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Cities are regarded as climate change perpetrators, and this is because they are responsible for approximately 75% of the greenhouse gas emissions that are released into the atmosphere. And this is due to reliance on fossil fuels, which are, amongst others, coal-fired power plants, private transport motor vehicles, inefficient use of energy in the buildings. This thing is not moving. I'm sorry for that. There must be something wrong with this, something wrong here, and I apologize for that. It's fine. I can continue. I think there is something wrong with this slides, but it's fine. I can continue. This is because of the cities are using these activities, and as a result of that, they produce a large amount of the greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere. Because of the emissions that are released into the atmosphere, many cities and also society as a whole has been experiencing climate change effects and impacts such as floods, droughts, and also temperature increases. I've already indicated with regard to floods and droughts, making an example of the city of Cape Town and the city of Tshwane. And one of the solutions that have been provided in this case to mitigating climate change effects and impacts have been or have been pointed out to be municipal planning. And municipal planning includes the rules which are regulating land use development and management, and it further includes a strategic and spatial planning. And this proposed study, as well as my thesis, will be focusing on spatial planning, which are the rules regulating land use and development. And legally, in South African context, municipal planning refers to a function that is given to municipalities in terms of Section 156 of the Constitution, where municipalities are given powers to legislate their own affairs, which include municipal planning. Climate change in the city context. Climate mitigation has been defined as those acts that are intended to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions that are released into the atmosphere and keeping global average temperatures below a specific level, which, for instance, with regard to Paris Agreement, is below 2 degrees Celsius and 2 degrees Celsius. As I have provided, because of these effects on cities and on society as a whole, the IPCC has made a global call for action to be taken against climate change, and that includes climate mitigation by the international community, regional as well as national and subnational levels. Local governments, particularly cities, are recognized as central players in meeting climate change mitigation goals. This is because they host different sources that cause greenhouse gas emissions, namely energy generation, transportation, energy use in commercial and residential buildings. Therefore, the decisions and actions that are regulating these activities at the local level may be benefiting when it comes to climate mitigation. Looking at South Africa's mitigation law and policy, for the purpose of this presentation, I'll be looking at a National Climate Change Response Plan White Paper of 2011, which has climate mitigation as one of its central objectives. It puts an obligation on the Republic to contribute to reducing the greenhouse gas emissions, which are said to be causing climate change. And I've considered a climate change bill when it comes to legislation. I know that climate change bill is not yet a law, but it provides us with an insight as to where South Africa stands with climate change, or with responding to climate change. And clause 2 of the bill puts obligation on the state to make contribution to responding to climate change by, amongst others, reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. And this proposed study further considers National Environmental Management Act 107 of 1998, provides national environmental principle which relates to mitigation of climate change, and principle 4 of NEMA provides that environmental degradation should be avoided, and in cases where it cannot be avoided, it then should be minimized. Then a further focus is on National Environmental Management Air Quality Act 39 of 2004, specifically sections 15 and 17 of the Act, which requires municipalities to practice good air quality management planning and reporting when it comes to greenhouse gas emissions. And then the proposed study will be focusing on with regard to planning law and policy in South Africa. Firstly, on the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, section 152 and 153 of the Constitution. That's where planning operates, and these sections put obligation on municipalities to promote safe and healthy environment for all, and that municipalities have powers to administer their own affairs, which includes municipal planning. And this was confirmed in the case of RA Lisur versus eThekwini Municipality 2013, where the KwaZulu-Natal High Court provided that municipalities do have powers to administer to legislate environmental affairs, and that they have been doing this using also municipal planning, which is within their powers to do so. The proposed study further considers Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Act 16 of 2013, which is the most important act when it comes to planning in the Republic. SPLUMA provides a framework for spatial and land use management, and it mandates municipalities to adopt single land use plans and schemes, which must give effect to and be consistent with the municipal SDFs to determine the use and the development of land as a way of promoting minimal impact on the environment. With regard to section 32 of SPLUMA, municipalities are given powers to legislate, and this can also, they can do that by introducing municipal bylaws which entertain the manner in which climate change can be mitigated and planned for. Then with regard to policy, the proposed study will considers integrated urban development framework policy of 2016, which provides that mitigation intervention in planning and management of urban areas are crucial for building cities that are prosperous and livable. Municipalities do have the powers again to adopt policies, plans, strategies, which may, in this case, plan for and regulate by bylaws and policies climate change mitigation. And these policies, these plans includes or refer to integrated development plans and spatial development frameworks. And municipalities do, even under Local Government Municipal Systems Act, have a duty to promote a safe and healthy environment for all. The proposed study and the thesis will be using 2 metropolitan municipalities as a case study, and that will be Tshwane and the city of Cape Town. both municipalities are category A municipalities that have exclusive municipal executive and legislative authority in their areas, and they have several policies and bylaws which entertain climate change mitigation, such as Cape Town's climate change policy of 2017 and City of Tshwane as a Spatial Development Framework of 2012. Both of these municipalities have experienced the impacts and effects of climate change, and are one of those municipalities which are emitting the greenhouse gas emissions. And my presentation will end here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Onkarabile. It was a beautiful presentation. If you can kindly exit the sharing screen.